Last time on Darksiders, Earth plunged into utter chaos and destruction, demons and angels fighting for supremacy. In this attempt of the destruction, War plummeted to Earth where he answered the call of the seal. Unfortunately, the seventh seal was not broken, accusing War of a crime of bringing destruction to Earth, endangering the existence of mankind. Will War clear his name of a crime he didn't commit? Or will he face the wrath of the Charred Council? Tune in to the conclusion of Darksider 2, Death Lives. Hello everyone, this is Midnight Prime, your arcane casting, your ghoul-raising necromancer here.
Ka.
And here with me is Void Master, my new dust.
Not a raven, I am a harbinger.
As you can tell from the little DBZ reference, we are reviewing Darksiders 2, Death Lives.
Yes.
Finally, a video from Midnight Prime. Yes, I've been busy playing and beating the game and playing this new game that just came out like 3-4 days later after Darksiders 2. So I've been pretty much busy playing Transformers Fall Cybertron. Expect a review from that very soon.
Yep.
And we're going to be discussing 7 things: the story, the characters, the gameplay, the class, accessories, controls, and also giving it our overall results. So we are going to be starting off with the story of Darksiders 2, because I've already explained Darksiders of what happened in the first game. Yes, I played it and beat it, but I will probably review it one day.
Maybe. Probably not, though.
So, you are very good at explaining stories, so why not you tell it?
Well, the story goes that Death rides out to basically fix his brother's crime. You know, to make it so that it, never happened. And to do this, he has to restore humanity. Does he restore humanity? Well, he doesn't know. So he goes to the one person who knows how to find out who it is, which is namely the Crowfather. Crowfather tells him that if there is a way to restore humanity, the only way that he'll be able to find it is by going to the Tree of Life. Well, the Crowfather wants him to do something in order to take him to the Tree of Life. Death refuses, they get into a big fight, blah blah blah, the Crowfather dies. That takes you to the Forge Land and the real start of the game, as I like to say. Which takes you to the Forge Lands. And they tell you that to get to the Tree of Life, you gotta do all these things, help them out, and they'll give you something to get you to the Forge Lands. After you do all of this stuff, which Death constantly well, I wouldn't say complains, but he constantly says that he doesn't want to do it, he just wants to get to the tree. Once he gets to the tree, he is met with an old friend, sort of. And he finds out that he is the cause of the corruption. Which the corruption is what has been spreading throughout the lands and destroying them. And that is why everything has been being killed. After a while, after a short blackout and a little bit of a background sequence, you find out that, well, you're in a new world. And that the Tree of Life wasn't the answer. You have to find another place. The Well of Soul. The place that you end up after the Forge Lands is called the Deathlands. You have to do quite a few things there, and the person will tell you how to get to the Well of Souls. You need 2 keys, the Angel Key and the Demon Key. To get these 2, you have to go to 2 other worlds, Lost Light and Shadow something. I can never remember the name of that place. But that doesn't matter. After you go to both these places and do certain things in the 2 places, I won't spoil anything for people who want to play the game still.
And that's pretty much the gist of the story. Now we're going to be talking about characters. First off, let's start off with Death, the main character of the video game. Woo!
He's arrogant. He's quick to temper. He doesn't like doing anything that he doesn't have to do. He wants to get straightforward to it, and he sees killing as more of an art form than as a duty.
Yeah, so basically Death is a very awesome character. You can totally tell the difference between War and Death, like night and day. Totally.
Yep.
Yeah, because I will explain this. War is the type of person who will, I would not say will do anything, but will do something to get the job done. And when the job is done, he can move on to the next
thing that he needs to do.
As long as he believes it's for his duty.
Yeah. But for Death, he just wants to get it over with, but there are obstacles in his way. Knowing him, he'll probably want to cut through these things, but he needs other alternative way in order to go to a place where he needs to go. So basically, War is pretty much the type of person that will follow things that he doesn't want to do, but he does it anyway. Death is the type of person who wouldn't want to follow, but he has to anyway, in order to get to where he needs to go.
War will follow his duty blindly, whereas Death will cut a path through to get what needs to be done.
Now, you see other characters in it. We're not going to be talking about Death the whole time. We're also going to be talking about other minor characters like the Makers.
The Makers. They are the ones who create basically golems, weapons of mass destruction.
Anything that's stone structure.
Well, that's not entirely true.
Oh?
There is a rumor going around, and if anyone knows if this is true or not, please leave a comment. But there is a certain maker who is supposedly said to have created the Four Horsemen's weapons.
You talking about Uthane?
Uthane, yes. And he is a maker, so so apparently the makers can also create weapons of magic and might.
Yeah, and you get to meet all these other colorful characters. Sure, you don't see Uthane, but you see other makers, and especially the female one. I like the shaman, Ariel, and I like Pup. You get to be with him for just only a short while on a certain quest that you need to do. And you get to see Wardens, and you get to see the Guardian, one of the biggest behemoth of a stone giant that you will have to face later on.
I believe Tobuscus said it the best. If anyone hasn't seen Darksiders 2 Literal, go look that up and see what he says when this huge giant behemoth of a rock beast comes out and just, yeah, you'll see what he says.
Yeah, I find the makers very creative. Sure, they got this Scottish Irish accent, but I really like these characters and I love their land, but we're going to be talking about that later. Other characters we also going to be talking about is characters from the Deadlands. You get to see the Lord of Bones, the Chancellor, and the Blade Master, Weapon Master, whatever.
Blade Master.
Yeah, Blade Master. I find him pretty cool. Even though he's just a trainer for your weaponry and stuff, but it just feels like that he looks like a very awesome, cool-looking character. I mean, you get to see all these weapons that he mastered. It kind of reminds you of the Dead Furion or something.
He was at one time a human who fought in the war.
Yes, he is once human, but he fought his freedom, and now he's on the ship serving the Lord of Bones.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, though, because I seen what the Lord of Bones is. He is ruthless and pretty much aggressive, very aggressive. You don't want to defy him whatsoever if you want to keep your soul alive. The Crow Father, he helps you. Well, at the beginning he doesn't want to, but throughout the whole game he helps you. You'll know sooner or later once you get the game he's not all that bad of a guy. I mean, I thought he was going to be like one of those characters that doesn't want to do it unless you do some things for him. But he's just like a very interesting character. Plus, I didn't think that he would turn into War to fight Death. That's one thing I didn't know about. I guess he got other abilities that I would not know about, but he's an okay character. And then you get to see other characters that are also new, like when you go to the Lost City, you get to see Lost Light. I'm sorry, I hit that mixed up. You get to see like two new characters. One that Death's supposed to. I think he saved at one point.
Yes, he saved him at the Battle of the Nephilim in Eden.
Yeah, and another angel. He's supposed to be like this pure angel, but he is secretly was corrupted. And then you get to see the librarian, the fat bastard of an angel. I don't even know what the frick he is, man. Oh, and you get to go to Earth
Yes, and you get to see your what's her name, Uriel?
Yeah, Uriel.
Yeah, you get to see Uriel from the first game. So if anyone remembers her, the angel that War fought in the Next Sacramentum, if anyone knows what that is, and bonus points if you know. Yes, you get to meet her, and in fact, she isn't as bad as she is towards War. In fact, she respects death.
Yeah, and you get to see some returning characters, like Uriel is one of them, Volgrim is one of them,
Yep.
and Samael.
Yes, you meet Samael in the last world you go to. Also, sort of a returning character, but only in the first game you hear her voice only. You also get to see who the mysterious voice is that turned the Destroyer into what he was. And that person was...
Lilith. Yep. Lilith. Yep, you get to see her. Surprisingly, I won't say anything because you will be surprised like I was when I first saw her. Wow. Just wow. Yeah, and not gonna spoil anything to the end. There is a secret ending if you stick around for the credits.
Yes, I skipped it the first time, and she didn't, so...
Haha!
Shut up. But I got the axe.
Whatever. As if I care.
You do, and you know it.
Whatever. Now that we discuss about characters, we are gonna discuss gameplay.
Yes, the game runs about the same way as the original Darksiders does, but also take Darksiders universe and basically throw in a little bit of Prince of Persia, and you basically kind of got it.
And also a bit of Batman or / Spider-Man with the death grip. Yeah, you get that. Yeah, Death is very agile and flexible in the surroundings that he goes to. Seriously, I mean, yeah, he is fast. He can jump from one place to another like he's a freaking spider. But he can get around very quickly and efficiently, unlike War can.
Yes. With also, I must say that there is no blocking in the game. Everything is done by dodging, which actually I agree because Death is more of a kind of get in there, slash, jump out, and then get right back in there. And then, but with War, he's basically the kind of guy you're gonna keep in battle.
Yeah, basically, War is your tank, Death is your rogue. Basically, yeah, I like the whole. I mean, I don't mind that we don't have no block feature, but I do love dodging, and that's kind of like my forte, because I like to hack and slash and just dodge out of the way for a powerful attack. There are other things that I would like to say about the gameplay is that the graphics is beautiful. The areas you go to is beautiful. The Forge Lands is a wonderful place to be in, and I just love the music for every single lands that you go to.
Yeah, but the music in the Forge Land always puts me to sleep.
Well, it makes me feel at peace.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very angry person.
Yeah, it makes me go to sleep.
Yeah, so the Kingdom of the Dead is also a really cool place. It makes you feel like you're in a much different world from the Forged Land. Nothing but a waste of bones, ash, and sand, and a castle that is so freaking high, like you've seen something in a Castlevania game. And the City of the Lost is pretty much like Lost Light. Sorry. It's like ruins. I'm sorry, I keep saying City of the Lost. I'm sorry. It's just the freaking music. Kind of reminds me of the place. Yeah, you get to be in the ruins of the outskirts of the Angel City, of this white city. Then you get to go down to Earth. Same as always. Everything is destroyed. No humans around except for zombies and ghouls and all that other things. And then you get to go to the Shadowlands.
If that's what it's called.
Yeah, because we totally forgot the name of it. But the Blackstone is in utter chaos, but you get a special ability later to go to the past. Yeah, you get a time travel.
That's why I said it's a lot like Prince of Persia.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say something about Doctor Who.
No, that'll more than likely be with Strife's game. Because apparently his guns are scattered across time.
Yeah, and the health system, the health system, you can clearly know that you're low on health. You also got your wrath. You can also tell whether you use up a lot of wrath or a little wrath and all that. And also, the currency is not souls this time; it's coins.
Oh, there's one other area we haven't talked about. It's more of a DLC area, but
But it's not available at this time,
actually
unfortunately.
not that.
Hmm?
This one is available.
Oh, what? The Crucible?
The Crucible.
Oh, yeah, that one is available. It's basically a gauntlet match.
Yes, I have currently I've only reached to the past the second level of the Crucible. So, no spoilers for I want to know what happens at the end, though I think I have a good idea.
Okay. Now that's pretty much all the gameplay that we're going to be talking about. We are going to be discussing class. I want to go first. I got a lot to say on this one.
Go ahead, you necromancer.
Yay! There are two different types of class, the Harbinger and the Necromancer. Basically, your Harbinger is just your go in there and kill, hack and slash type of thing, while your Necromancer is basically your spell casting, arcane throwing, summoning ghouls and ravens at your disposal for doing a lot of damage to your enemies. I will tell you this, the Necromancer was a little difficult from the build up, but it gets a little easier if you know exactly what to get. So I only have half of it filled up. I don't have all of it filled up because I only get to see what half of it does. The first thing that I got was the summoning of the ghouls. Basically, you summon them ghouls, at least one of them. This is how you start off with one, and then you start off with two, and then once you max them out, you start off with three. But you also get to upgrade your ghouls. They don't stay as plain as they used to. You get to upgrade them to become like one of those fire exploding type of ghouls. That's what I like. They do a lot of damage, so I suggest not to be around them when they die. Seriously. And also, the guard brings up the arcane defense and resistance of the damage that you dealt from your enemies. And then you got the other one that you also summon, which is called Murder. Basically, you summon a whole bunch of flock of crows to go at your enemies. I only have one upgrade of that, but I haven't thoroughly like I said, I have not thoroughly go through the list of all the arcane spells that you can do. It is very awesome to use. It requires a lot of wrath and a lot of arcane skills. So basically, if you want to become a necromancer, get some necromancy stuff that can increase the number of your arcane and your wrath, because you will definitely need it, and also your defense, because your defense will be crap if you start off as a necromancer class. And weapons of choice, of course, you will have to use your weapons in order to increase your wrath in order to get it. The only thing that I see if you want to increase your wrath by a lot in order to use your arcane a lot more is to use your gun, because it can pretty much absorbs the wrath that on your enemies when you shoot, but it also is limited and it takes a while to reload. And also you get to go up and use your scythe and claws or axe or whatever. But if you're a necromancer, I suggest using faster weapons like a scythe and the claws, because they are really fast and you can get your wrath up really quick and also dodge out of the way, and then you can summon more ghouls, or you get to bring your guard up a lot. So necromancer is a very fun class to be, and also it is fun to build. I can't wait to finish up his skills so I can see a whole lot of skills that I have not even unlocked yet. So a necromancer class, I will probably say, if you're the type that casts arcane, summon ghouls, summon flocks, bring your guard up. If you're about attacking from afar but close up every once in a while, the necromancer class is your thing. Alright, now up to the Harbinger class.
Harbinger class, basically your straight up warrior type class. There's, as far as I know, there are actually there are 4 attacks for the Harbinger, which get upgraded. There is the teleport slash, the whirlwind slash, unstoppable, and a 4th one I have yet to even explore yet. Teleport slash. Basically, you could be standing as far away from the enemy as you want. Literally all the way across the screen, or, all the way across the battlefield. As long as you're locked onto them, you can teleport all the way across, get behind them, and here's the beauty of the teleport slash. As soon as you do it, and you hit the enemy, it gives you HP. Yes, so this is a good move to use if you're low on HP. It gets you behind the enemy, and then you can easily get out of the way. I use this a lot to beat a certain enemy that both me and my wife here had trouble beating.
Which one? The Disposed King or the
Disposed King?
Okay.
Another enemy, another ability is called the Whirlwind Slash. It basically summons up your alter form, which is Reaper form, and basically just spins around and hits everything that's in place. Of course, it only does one spin. But after you've leveled it up a little bit, it's strong enough to literally take out everything that is around you. Like when you're going to the Deathlands and you're completely surrounded by skeletons, which is basically the enemy of the Deathlands.
Basically, you kill everything within the radius of 5 feet.
Yes. And literally one strike, the room's cleared. So you've got nothing to worry about. The other one, Unstoppable, basically increases the damage you're going to do. So basically, if you mix Unstoppable with Whirlwind Slash or Teleport Slash, you're going to basically do a lot of damage to whatever's around you or whatever you're pointing at. So I would suggest that. The final one I've yet to see. I have no clue what it does, but from what I've read of it, it's pretty awesome.
Yes.
What I would suggest doing for the Harbinger is worrying about with your weapons, get a lot of damage dealing weapons. Find some possessed scythes, boost them up, and then just rinse, recycle, repeat. With your armor, I would suggest anything that has high defense, because trust me, you're going to be staying in battle close range a lot. You don't really need anything that's going to increase your wrath or anything like that. Most of the Harbinger skills are really low wrath costs, and Teleport Slash actually doesn't cost anything unless you hit. If you really need to build up your wrath, I would suggest, as my wife said, use the gun. It's a fast way to build up wrath, and it builds up a lot. And then just go in with Teleport Slash and then start waylaying on them. Teleport Slash can also be upgraded to do fire damage, explosive damage, and do slowing damage, which means basically it puts ice on them that slows them down. So that's a pretty powerful thing, and I've had all three of them working at the same time. Basically, they were slowed down, they were on fire, and an explosion happened as soon as I hit them, which hit enemies around them. So I actually got pretty lucky on that one. As I said, basically, your main focus, if you're going to be a Harbinger, damage and defense. Anything else that you want to get it. But basically, damage, defense, that's all you need. As for a secondary weapon, I never use a secondary weapon except for whatever I want. So if you want a secondary weapon, use it.
Now that we had discussed the class, we are going to be discussing the accessory. I'm talking about the skills that you're going to be learning later on and other things that you will get. Since we pre-ordered the game, we got a side quest called the Death Rides,
which does nothing.
as you can hear. And also the Argos Tomb. We won't discuss about that because it's not out yet. It will be out soon. We keeping tabs on it every once in a while to see if it's out or not. That way we could try it out, and we'll probably do a continuation review on Argos Tomb to see what we think and see if it's was really worth the pre-ordering, really. And the accessory that I'm going to be talking about is, of course, the gun is very helpful. It was helpful. A lot more helpful than it was when you get it in the first game. I mean, literally, you use it a lot. You'll find yourself using it a lot in main battles, on enemies, and everything else, because you will use that gun. Seriously. There are other things that you will also have. Will be your Reaper. You have your Reaper form, but it is very cool. But you get to upgrade your Reaper form, which I find really awesome. So you also get other abilities like the Death Grip. Basically, you swing around like you're freaking Spider-Man or Batman, because to get from one place to another. And then you get another ability that helps you proceed with the game further and further, like the Soul Splitter. Basically, your soul just splits up into two people, one purple, one green, to do a task that is impossible for one person to do. And then you get this, the portal gun. I would not call it the portal gun. I call it the portal glove, because basically you just open up a portal. You open up two portals. You go through one and you come out the other. Yeah, portal glove, as I would like to call it. I don't know the name of it. I just know that it's a portal. You open up portals.
It's called Voidwalker, and then upgrades to Planeswalker.
Oh yeah, Planeswalker is basically you go to the past to do whatever is needed to be done that you couldn't do in the future, basically. like meeting Samael in the past. And that's pretty much it. There's not really that much things that you will get, but they will be helpful in the quest that you're gonna be doing, your journey that you're gonna be on. Like I said, there are a lot of great things that you can get. When you go down to Earth, you get two different types of gun. You get the demon gun and the salvation, which is the angel gun. I prefer the demon gun over the salvation, I'm sorry. It's just, the demon gun proves to be a lot more stronger and powerful than the angel gun. And a lot efficient to use, and plus, it gets rid of enemies a lot quicker and faster. And that's pretty much all the accessories that I could really discuss, really, about this. So, we are going to be talking about controls. The controls are basically the same as Darksiders, and pretty much there are no flaws into anything. The controls are smooth. It's efficient, and pretty much it's a lot of fun to learn the controls. It's a lot easier to learn the controls, so I don't see no problem with it. So I just don't have much to say on it. So that's pretty much what I will say. Now we're gonna give our overall score of the game. First, before discussing the overall, I would like to say the game is awesome. It is fun. I will play it like whenever I'm bored. Definitely when I'm bored, because there are some quests I have not finished yet, and there are some crucible that I like to go through with the skills that I have already unlocked and leveled up. And the lens is beautiful. The graphics is amazing. Everything else is just wow. It just blows your mind away. But I will discuss some flaws, because there are some flaws that I did find in the game, that me and my husband did find in the game. Like, for example, when you go to the Kingdom of the Dead, the City of the Dead, when you go up against the Wailing Host, there will be a glitch. I will warn you now. There is a glitch in that fight. If you get behind him while you're attacking him, he will freeze for a moment. He will take damage, but you have to get in front of him in order for the fight to continue. Because if you go around him and start wailing on him from behind and his HP down to low, and if you get in front of him and he's still wailing at you, don't come complaining to me. Because it happens to me, and it's very hard to get him down. I barely beat him on the third try, but I managed. So whatever you do, do not get behind the Wailing Host, because he will glitch up like a mofo. The music will also glitch up once you get to the end of the City of the Dead. And other things that will also glitch up is when you fast travel. There are certain places where it did happen for me when I try to fast travel to the Leviathan Gorge. I kind of went through the ground and start falling until I died. That's one of the glitches that it's rare, but that's one of the glitches that I just found. And there was another one that I also found, is when you go to the Black Stone. This is from the beginning of the Black Stone, mind you. When you enter the Black Stone, when you go to your left, the game will freeze up. I've been looking up forums of how to make the game not freeze. Whatever, you got to unequip all of your weapons. All of your gear, except your weapons, of course. All of your gear, and when you go to the other side, the game will run just fine. But you can't go to that side. The reason is that you can't go there. It's not accessible to you there. You gotta find another way around. Basically, in order for you to proceed again, go back to the past. Make sure you go to the other side first. Go back to the past, then jump down on that middle platform, and then there you go. So that's only the glitches that I found. It's kind of, there are some that are major, but I'm sure they will fix it when they uploaded the DLC for Argos Tomb. But other than that, they're just minor and easy to fix. So I wouldn't argue too much about that. So I will just give you some advice on how to deal with these glitches, because you will definitely need to know what to do in order to proceed with the game. Overall for the game score, I won't give it a 9, just for a simple fact that DLC is not out yet, and there are some few glitches that need to be fixed, and the puzzles are way too easy. They're way too easy to figure out, and some of them are really short. There are like a couple that was long, but other than that, everything else was freaking short. It was not much of a challenge, really. The first game of Darksiders, it was a challenge and it was long. At least they dumbed down the puzzles and the puzzle on a few things, but the only puzzle that I find redeemable to be long and makes you really think would be the Ivory Citadel. That would be at the Lost City. Am I correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. So overall score, I'll give it a 8.9. Not bad. Not bad for a Darksiders 2 game. I recommend for people to play it. It's not really a bad game. It's a very good game. Love the story, love the characters, love the class, and love everything about it. Except for the glitch, of course. Yeah, well, but we all have those problems.
Yeah.
Now, honey, your turn.
I basically agree with everything you say, though I actually give it a bit of a higher score. My score is actually going to be a 9. Reason why, I love everything about the game. I never ran into any glitches at all. I mean, well, save for 1 or 2, but they were minor, and I think I fixed them in just like a few seconds. I never really ran into most of the glitches. In fact, I beat the game really quickly. Without ever running into any of the glitches that she mentioned. Frankly, I think it's a near flawless game. Of course, you know, there are a few problems. The whole 3 motif that they've got a whole lot of going on. Basically, a lot of things happen in 3s. You have to get 3 of this, 3 of that, 3 of this, 3 of that. It kind of got tiresome after a while. But after that, you know, getting just the 2 keys, that seemed like a bit of a relief. 2 of the areas I didn't like because they were way too small was Lost Light and the wherever Blackrock or whatever it's called. Blackstone was at. Yeah, I didn't like those places because they just seemed too short and they seemed like as if they were rushed, but what can you do? But other than that, as I said, I give it a solid 9. It's a good game. I'd suggest anyone go out and buy it.
Well, that's pretty much the review of Darksiders 2. Once Argo's Tomb come out, we will also do a review on that. More than likely, it'll be really short than this video. So, once again, this is Midnight Prime, your Necromancer.
And Void Masters, your Harbinger.
And we'll see you all next time. Later!